Hi, everybody, and welcome to Metaphysical Insights. I'm your host, William Becker, and the lovely lady sitting on screen is my special guest, Vivien Powell.
Hello.
Um, Welcome, Vivien. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me, William. I'm doing well. I'm a bit tired from all the dancing today, but
Hmm?
I'm okay. I'm doing all right.
Excellent. Excellent. Um, Before we get into things much, this is where I'm going to take a moment and shamelessly self promote. Um, My these two books are now available on Barnes and Noble's online books ordering, and check them out. They're great. Actually, this one is basically the same cover but a different color right now. Because I had somebody change it, and then I just haven't ordered my copies of it yet. And I've also got this Finding Your Psychic Voice classes up again in Oregon City. And I'm also working on some online virtual workshops and stuff. So send me ideas about what you might be interested. Okay, that's the end of my plug. Um, so why don't we go ahead and start about why you're so tired today? Hmm,
I've been to what is called over here a straw bear festival. I bought a hat from the straw bear festival with its logo, so you can
awesome.
see.
Hmm.
Don't get this confused with Bigfoot because it looks very similar, but the closer I get, you can see he is actually made from straw. I live in quite a rural countryside area, and it's mainly agriculture and crops. So this is to do with the farmers really, and every year they mark this straw bear festival, and each year it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And this year it's its 47th anniversary. So it was quite a big one. I've lived here for 15 years and never been. I knew about it, but never been, thinking, oh, yeah, it'll just be a nothing thing. And I was quite surprised how big the festival was.
Knew
Um,
you were coming, so they did an extra special one.
so what it is a man dressed up in straw that dances through the streets, and there's lots of Morris dancers. And I'll go into the Morris dancers in a bit, but that follow him, and he just dances through the streets, and everyone loves it. He has a little bear with him. I don't know why they call it a bear because he doesn't actually look like a bear, but anyway, I digress. So he dances, and there's lots of fun and merriment. Everyone's drinking in the town. All the pubs are full, and the
Shocked.
local
Brits
restaurants
are
are.
Brits are drinking. I'm
Hi, Lawrence. And then there's lots of merriment and people having fun, and the day is really really good, and it brings in extra income into into the town of Whittlesea, where it's held every year. Um, what is it? Let me show you some of the history before I show you my pictures. Okay, so straw bear. I've got a lovely old picture here that I'm going to show you from the program. I don't know if you can see this. There's an old man with what looks like somebody wearing one of those ghillie suits with a rope around his neck to lead him through the streets. Well, actually, it's not a ghillie suit. That's actually straw, peat, mud, whatever it is that they put all over it to knit it all together. This is an early picture that was put in their program for everyone to read about. What is it all about? They some people, because yeah, I didn't know, but because I found out that they burn this thing on the Sunday, I thought it was pagan and it must have been something sacrificed to the gods. How wrong was I? It's not. It's let me read what it says here in this program. It says the event usually takes place in Whittlesea, Cambridgeshire, England. It's a traditional festival closely tied to the local community and its history. The festival involves the creation of a straw bear, a volunteer dressed up in straw who's paraded through the streets of Whittlesea, accompanied by traditional folk dancing, sides the entertainment that the visitors during the day, usually in the market square and local public houses. Historically, it's agricultural regions of East Anglia. The land workers would return to their duties on the following Monday. Following the 12th night after Christmas, Plough Monday, as it was known, would often coincide with January's adverse weather conditions, making it impossible for the land workers to farm the frozen and waterlogged soil. With no means to earn a living, the land workers would entertain the wealthier households with singing and dancing in exchange for food and drink. Unfortunately, this act of begging often carried a suggestion of reprisal, especially with the ploughboys. They were accompanied by a plough that had the capability to rearrange ornate lawns of the houses that they visited. So they, rather than dragging the ploughs, they just stuck with the straw bear. Historically, the records from the Peterborough Advertiser show the straw bear in the streets in January 1861 and a letter written to the Folklore Society in 1909. This is how far it originally dated back to. From Professor G.C. Maurice Smith, confirmed the sighting as he reflected upon its apparent demise due to the local constabulary ruling that outlawed this form of cading in Whittlesea, surrounding the village in the Straw Bear parade after Plough Monday, with that being recognised as Straw Bear Tuesday. Essentially, this day too carried the same begging undertones. So there's a lot of begging going on because people were not working and unable to tend to the land. So they were starving, basically. In the 19th and 20th centuries, society values and two world wars had relegated this tradition to the history books. However, the efforts of the local resident, Brian Kell, revived the straw bear and ensured it once again on the streets of Whittlesea in 1980. So the straw bear as we see it today has been going on since the 1980s. With straw bear as its figurehead and supported by a team of enthusiastic volunteers, this celebration of folk dance and folklore stories had become a major event in the calendar of this Fenland town. Today, Whittlesea Straw Bear Festival is a fascinating aspect of the region's history and culture, and to its testament to the enduring power of the tradition and a community as it continues to captivate and inspire people from all over the world. And while I was there today, I did see people from all over the world that come for this straw bear.
Great.
Do you want to see some pictures?
Yeah.
I'll try and get these pictures. I'm not very good with this technology, as you know, William. So,
Well, yeah, we got a few things up earlier, but we struggled to do it.
you meaning me? Let
Well,
me.
both of us. I didn't, we were trying from a group think effort.
Okay. Let me see if I can show you a picture. I've just had an amazing idea.
Oh,
It could go wrong.
those usually get me in trouble. especially hers.
Let's see. I'm going to try and show you them from Facebook rather than from my computer, because I think when I tried to show you them from my computer, um, it was quite difficult to show you everything. So it may work, it may not. We'll just see. Okay, let me try and share this. Oh, I don't know if it will work. I don't know what I'm sharing, but see if you can see this.
Oh, okay, something came. There we go. There we go. I think people should be able to see that.
Okay,
That's so cool.
so that is that that is the. Ooh, I better not zoom in too much. That is the straw bear, and they have a baby bear with him. So believe it or not, there's a man and a child inside these things made to parade around, and you can see it's pretty busy with everyone coming to support. I'm going to try and show you another picture. I don't know how well you're going to see these. I think you're just going to end up seeing the one. Hang on, I'm back again.
Okay. Well, you didn't go away. You were just on the side in a smaller picture. That's all.
Okay, can you see this one?
Let's see. Here we go. Oh,
There's me with the baby bear, but you can see a bit better here about the straw and how they put it on the person inside. They can breathe. I was talking to the young man inside all of that when the picture was being taken.
it looks like he's far more than a baby. He's is that dark spot at the top, like where his nose is and his eyes above that?
No, he's lower down. I think
Oh,
that's just to hold it all upright.
okay.
Here's some of
Hey, now
the.
that time it changed correctly.
Excellent. So these are some of the Morris dance accordionists. Is that what you would
Mhm.
call them?
Yeah,
And they're very much involved with the organising of the festival. But I think they're husband and wife outfit there. That both very talented musicians.
great.
Okay, has it changed again?
Yeah,
So this is part of the procession. He dances up and down the streets to the market square. So it's the straw bear and baby bear, as I'm going to call him.
uh,
And there's a chicken. The Morris dancers are very, very creative. If for those of you that don't know what a Morris dancer is, it's more of a folk dancer that come from local regions um, that dance. They have their own musicians and they have their own speciality and type of dance. Here's some Morris dancers here. As you can see, they have bells on their legs and some have them on their arms. They have colourful hats, usually men, but nowadays women are doing it as well. Can you see these Morris dancers with the green faces?
oh yeah.
So it's
Makes me think
another
of the Green Man.
another organisation of Morris dancers. So they all have their own unique styles.
Mhm.
The women get involved as well. There's a lovely lady there. And even they have their own, I don't know, I don't want to call it a logo because it's not. It's this one. I mean, this person in this, I don't know how they moved around in it, to be honest, because you see the faces are covered, and the contraption that they're wearing. Look at it. That is it. That's the side view of them.
Wow.
So it's all twigs, branches, and whatever they've got there dangling from that. So yeah, it's like a headdress that he or she is wearing. Must
Oh,
take some manoeuvring,
yes.
and
Some
especially
real
to dance
practice.
in that. Yeah, so there we are again. And there's a little video here. I don't know if you might not hear the audio, but I can play it so you can see what
Yeah, go
these
ahead and
Morris dancers were doing.
yeah.
Let me play it.
Hey, what'd you do? The audio's playing.
Oh, good. If you look on the back of his jacket, it looks
What?
like the man from Sutton Hoo.
Oh,
If you look on the back of the jackets, the logos, it's the
okay.
Sutton Hoo mask. So I think that they're from that area, which is why they're displaying that.
That would make sense. That's great. I'm glad it worked.
See, now, not all Morris dancers are full of colour. These are local to me, and I'm going to give them a big shout out. The lady with the stars on her cheek, her name is Jenny, and the team are called Pig Dyke Molly. And they are dancing from the fens in glorious black and white. And they are men and women, young and old, all get dressed up. And these are little rascals. I've got some of them dancing in a little bit, but they dance in a different style to the Morris dancers I've just shown you. I will play a little bit for you so you can see. You can see in the far end, they've got their band playing there.
That's great.
And see, like this is not a very lovely young lady as part of Pig Dyke Molly. Now I've got a little message here from one of the members of Pig Dyke Molly that I'm going to play for you. I think you'll find this quite amusing.
So we are Pig Dyke Molly, and we represent everything that's great about English traditions. demanding money with menaces, deliberate acts of vandalism, and cross-dressing. And this is our beast, Roger. Don't ask why he's called that. And he travels with Pig Diet Molly as we dance at these festivals. And I hope you will come and see us one day. pigdietmolly.co.uk. Thank you. So
Love
we
it.
are.
And I have another message from another lady from Pig Dyke Molly, if I may.
Yep, hi. So my name is Emily. I do the social media for Pig Like Polly. We are on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Blue Sky, Twitter and Facebook. If you would like to give us a follow, come support us. We mostly just share what we're doing, share some silly videos, some stuff about us. So we would really love it if you would come follow us and check us out.
That was Emily. So there's lots of pictures. See, that's another Morris dancer, and he's got his stick there. The plough, we mentioned earlier about a plough that used to get dragged around. So this is the plough for the Straw Bear Festival this year. It's painted in beautiful colours, and they put bits of straw effigies on there. And there's some straw bears. And some other Morris dancers, completely different. So not black and white, but full of colour this time. And these are a couple of fellas with beards. That anything goes basically at these things. And I just wanted to show you this statue that they've erected in one of the gardens there of Whittlesea, commemorating the Straw Bear Festival.
Why haven't I been to this town?
Sorry?
Why haven't I been to this town?
I don't know. Maybe we've driven through it.
Possibly.
But even the dogs get involved. I mean, look at that dog with his little Morris dancing jacket on. It's so cute. Everyone has such good fun. And there was me with the baby bear again.
I love it.
So tomorrow they burn the straw bear. So the outfit that those guys were wearing, they get burnt tomorrow as a way of getting rid of. Once this is done, we don't need it anymore, so they burn it. So there's a little shindig tomorrow where it's a bit like having a bonfire, and Morris dancers are there while the thing's burning. So it doesn't mean anything. It's not to be confused with the Wicker Man. It's got nothing to do with that at all. It's just getting rid of some rubbish that they don't need and having fun about it.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Oh, what have you been up to more with mediumship, ghosts, Bigfoot, all of that stuff?
Well, on New Year's Day, I went to an exhibition in London, which is called the Dark Secrets exhibition. And please don't be alarmed, it had a bit of everything in there, from satanic worship to witchcraft to the Celts, to right the way through to the Templars, to ghost hunting, to this is all old stuff, to mediumship, right the way through. And it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, they said that the exhibition normally takes about an hour and a half to walk through. There was hardly anybody there because it was New Year's Day, so we could take our time, look at everything in a better detail and take more notice. It took me and Andy about 2.5 hours to walk through it. Okay. I absolutely loved it. So when it comes to America, William, and I'm sure it will, go and see this Dark Secrets exhibition. It is definitely worth it. It even showed you some of the old-fashioned devices that were created to help with ghost hunting, through to it was a very ornate thing made with brass, with a person's face, with tubes, and it was apparently used so the ghosts could talk through it and you could hear their voices come out the other end. I mean, I don't know how that would work, but it looked very nice. a bit cumbersome to pick up and move to different locations, but it was interesting to see it. But yeah, that was on New Year's Day,
That's
and I'm
wonderful.
glad I picked up some hints and tips. So yeah,
Okay.
it was good.
Hmm.
When it comes to Bigfoot hunting, I have some plans this year to come over to the States, all depending on money.
Hmm.
And obviously, I'm going to see my good friend William.
Yeah, I
Uh,
hope so.
no, that's happening. Above everything else, that is happening.
Okay.
But I have been invited to go out to a couple of spots to investigate and look for Bigfoot over in America, which I think if I'm going to do, it has to start there. We have sightings of the woodwows over here, which is a smaller version of your Bigfoot, but different in colour, stature, size. It's not aggressive. It will run away. It doesn't like to be seen. I suppose like your Bigfoots don't like to be seen. They want to be left alone. Um, so there are reports of that. And more recently, there's been sights of um, strange animals, let's put it that way. So some of that will be investigated. This year, there are some excursions that I'm going to be taken down the south of England with a young gentleman called Jonathan Downs. He wants to. He wants us to do a couple of things that I can't really mention on here till we've done them, but um, I'll tell you privately, William. You'll think it's hilarious. And he wants to film them. So we're going to see what happens. We are going to try and get some Fortean hunters out with us, the likes of Richard Freeman, if he's available. We'll be bringing him along. And Gwyn Palmer, who also is the secretary for the Centre of Fortean Zoology. So there are some plans. There are more festivals going on. There's one later this year, which is is it called Strange Days? I'll be going to that. I'm not going to talk on that, but I just want to go, be in the background and just see what's going on. What else? There's my team is going to be more active this year. I have a team. It's a new team that was formed last year. They're called the Afterlight crew. Basically, it's just Afterlight when the lights go off.
Hmm.
And we have. I'm going to give them a shout out. So, and I'm going to forget people's names. They're going to tell me off afterwards. So let's start with David Young and his wife Jill Young. They are ghost hunters, but he's mainly a ufologist. We have Andy Booth, or Andy Decodis, as people know online. He's got his own podcast on YouTube, and he's more into the aliens and the UFO side of things. We then have Dan Winter and myself, who are the ghost hunters. We are ghosties through and through, with a bit of crypto on the side. Jonathan Downs is part of the team, but if we want any research done or we need to ask him any, we found this. Does this mean anything? But he is also part of the crew. Who else do we have? Who have I forgotten? I know I've forgotten. Jamie Parker.
I was going to ask about that. I was hoping he was involved.
Yes, he is. Yeah, Jamie Parker. Um, he's our little sidekick as well, and medium. And he's definitely a ghosty guy. And we're looking for other recruits. We don't want people that are new to the field. So basically, we don't want to sort of baby anyone. You need to know what you're doing. But if you're
Right.
interested and you want to join, just get in touch and we'll have a conversation. But we've got a couple of investigations booked in. So we're going to see what comes of those. I mean, right now, Jill and David are in Lanzarote having holidays, so getting away from this cold, miserable weather. So we got that going on. And I'm also writing a book with all of this. But I'm also doing the artwork in the book. So it's made up stories. None of it is true. Well, it's got a tinge of truthness to it, but I've mixed it all up. And it's just bedtime ghost stories for adults. These are not ghost stories that you would read to kids, to be honest, because some of the subjects are pretty bad, like suicide, for example, is one of them. So one of the chapters. So yeah, it's ghost stories for adults, and I'm doing all the artwork myself. So I'm not only have I written the stories, I've done the art, apart from the front cover. So I am a bit busy.
Yes, absolutely.
And plus, I took on another role end of last year. I also write reviews for a music magazine.
That's right.
So I was published last November, where I wrote a review about Adamant and Toya Wilcox. So any gigs that I go to, I've been asked to write reviews, and they come into the magazine is called, I'm going to get shot for forgetting now, Gonzo Weekly, and it's an online magazine.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds great.
The editor is a friend of mine, but the man who actually owns the magazine is a pop icon. Well, I say pop icon. He's an icon himself. So it's a very serious magazine, you know.
Yeah, excellent. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not left me a lot of time to do mediumship unless I'm now going into people's homes that have issues. The mediumship, I say that I've been having stuff happen in my house, William. So it
Anything
hasn't
you want
been
to talk about?
well, this afternoon I came back home and I went upstairs to my bedroom and I caught someone, leaning quite tall, very tall indeed, cloaked, leaning over my bed. And it's
Was that
like I
physical,
disturbed them.
a physical, visual, or a medium?
Visual. And
Fantastic.
it's as though I disturbed them, and within a split second it was gone. But I can tell you it was hooded. The hood was up, and they turned. I didn't see a face, but they must have been about 7 foot tall.
Okay.
I don't feel anything bad with it, and it was like, and I didn't get scared, but it was the feeling that I got was, oh, what are you doing in my room? You know, I felt that more than
Right.
anything. And I thought, just ignore it, just ignore it, just ignore it, because it's one of a myriad of things that happens in this house.
Yeah. Well, mine too. And I don't
Yeah.
even notice half the time.
Well, I heard Oh, do you know, it was early hours of Tuesday morning. I made, because Andy'd been quite ill, my husband,
Oh, no.
I made him sleep in a separate room from me, so I'm not getting any snots, I'm very
Right.
selfish. Anyway, I went to bed later than him. He was fast asleep and the door was shut, and I left my bedroom door open. And I got into bed and I was just dropping off to sleep, and I heard bang, 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 bang on my front door, but on the glass. Like, bang, 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 like, wake up, come and answer the door, come and answer the door. And I sat up in bed and I thought, did someone just knock on my door? And then I heard it again. Bang, 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 bang. And then so I sort of sat right up in bed and listened to see if I could hear anybody outside. I thought, I'm not going, because that was aggressive. Well, I'm not going out to answer that front door. And I couldn't hear anybody. I didn't open the blinds or look out the window. I should have done maybe, but I just thought,
Yeah.
that's aggressive. I'm not getting out of bed for you. I don't care who you are. If it's family, they've got keys and they'll let themselves in. But yeah, from that point, I was sitting up in bed, didn't get much sleep that night because of it, because I was waiting for another bang, 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 bang on the door. But now this is the funny part. I've been watching something that I shouldn't maybe have watched. And there were claims, and people were putting up in the chat, there were claims that after watching this, that weird things would happen, which would be knocks on the front door at bad times of the night and people being too scared to answer the door. And that actually happened to me. Because you read these things and you think, that's a load of nonsense. That's not going to happen. It actually
Right.
did.
That
Like
makes
Andy
sense.
said, oh, you should have come and woke me up. I would have gone and checked it out. And I went, not at that time of the morning. Whoever it is that's knocking like that is rude. I'm not answering the door.
Unless they're in some kind of a crisis and need the cops
Yeah,
called.
yeah. But you would have thought that they would have shouted out, like, help me, or
Yeah.
can't open the door, or whatever. But there was nothing. It was silent and it was an aggressive knock.
Well, and your area is so quiet,
Yeah,
and the neighbors wouldn't do that.
no,
I mean, it wouldn't be some kind of a trick or a prank. You
no,
don't have any kids around there that would prank it like that.
no.
So, yeah, can't prove it was a ghost, but it could very well be.
Yeah, they said, oh, you should have checked your Ring doorbell. Well, actually, my phone is not connected to Ring doorbell. It is on my husband's, who was with him in that bedroom, but not with me.
Does it record so you could go back and look after the
It
fact?
doesn't record because we're not paying subscriptions for it. It doesn't record, but we can see it at the time. We can see it live, and
Yeah,
we can talk to them through the intercom. But
right. Okay. Oh well. Um, yeah, because it would be interesting to have a fuller understanding. But
mm,
well, I saw the Romano British woman behind you earlier today,
yeah,
and that wasn't a physical thing, but still. And that's when I found out about this. What was under your house is when I was there and saw her downstairs when I was in the living room.
that's right. Yeah,
Mhm. And
yeah.
so, yeah, that makes sense.
This house can be like quite busy. I mean, I do cleanse the house. I clean the house and cleanse the house. I'm also very careful what I bring into my house. Um,
Oh, you're not. You
well,
bring me in.
I've got a few stuffed animals now since I last seen you. But anyway, I'm digressing. But it's always been here. It's never going to change. And people say, "Oh no, you can get rid of this and you can get rid of that." No, you can't.
No, you
No,
can't.
you
No,
can't.
why
You
bother? They're
might be able
not
to
hurting
calm it
anything.
down. You might calm it down, but you won't get rid of it because
No,
it's
and
supposed
you
to
can
be.
set ground rules,
Yeah,
with things that are coming back and forth a lot. But I mean, they're not hurting anything. They're no threat. Why? And
The
some
only
may.
thing the only thing I think is a bit weird is after being here for a few years and sort of learning to live with it, because it was strange even for me in my mediumship capacity. It is strange living with it because sometimes they catch you unawares and it's oh okay. you know but what I'm finding the strangest of all is the mimic. I have a mimic in this house, and while a mimic won't hurt you, I still find them to be quite dangerous because the mimic could be calling Andy and asking Andy to do things, and he'll do them thinking it's me, and it isn't. That's
Now,
what worries me about mimics.
now that's not on the phone calling. It's just in the house, right?
Yeah, just in the
Well,
house. Oh no, we had the mimic. I did a show. Oh, William, you gonna laugh your socks off. I had a podcast and I did a show, and I was interviewing a lovely medium from the West Midlands called Alan Cox. And I think Dan was on that show. I don't know if Jamie was on there. Anyway,
oh, I think I know Alan. He's lovely.
yeah.
He's been on my
And
show, I believe.
I was in the house alone that night when that show went on, and Alan asked me a question. And from next to me, and it's funny because I had earphones on that day, so the microphone's dangling here. Right from next to me, they heard a man's voice, and I felt a presence coming close.
Huh?
They heard a man's voice live on air answer the question directly with a sentence. And I went,
Awesome.
"Who's that man?" They said, "Oh, Andy's quite knowledgeable." I said, "Andy's not even in the house. Who's that man that just answered that question?" I said, "Don't entertain him. Just let's carry on and pretend he's not there because I'm in here on my own." And then the show progressed, and again, a question was asked, and the man answered again, but it wasn't a long sentence. He said, "I don't think so," or something along those lines. And it was all recording. It
I,
recorded. So you can go back and watch it if you want. But
I love
yeah,
it.
no, it wasn't good because I was here on my own. I don't mind when things like that happen, when I'm not, if something was to go wrong, who's here to help me?
Nothing's going to go wrong.
Oh, I don't know. I don't trust freely.
I know.
I just, yeah. I need, if somebody was here, fair enough, but not when I'm on my own.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
I
Alan Cox
understand
thought,
that. I'm
Alan
different. I
Cox
don't
thought it
feel the
was
same.
great.
Yeah.
Interview with spirit. He was going, I said, "There, don't encourage him. Leave him alone."
Uh, I love it. Yeah. I find so often that the ones, I mean, things here, they just, unless they are here for a reason, they just flash through. It's like, um, it can be shadowy. It can be just you see a little bit of color moving or pieces. And outside too, I see it go past my
Yeah, but
window and there's nobody out.
William, William, they shake you when you lay in bed.
People say
I
that. I haven't had that happen. Now I've had them shake my bed.
Yes, I had when I stayed over. They shook the bed in your
Yeah,
house. Do you remember? I
yeah. And I've had them do
thought it
that
was
to me
an
or
earthquake.
sit on the bed and I just roll over and go to sleep.
It was like, shh, shh, shh. It's like, wake
Uh-huh.
up, and it happened twice. It's like, shh,
I
shh, shh.
know.
Oh no!
And it's like, okay, I see you. You're here. Thank you. Now let me sleep. I haven't had that in my house. I've had other things in my room. But not that. I've had that happen in hotels.
I had that in your house,
I know. Hmm.
and the light came on its own quite a
Hmm.
few times.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, oh, there's all kinds of stuff that happens here, and it's all good.
Do you think it happens more because we're able to connect with energies, that it happens more to people like us?
I think so. We put up a beacon that says we can hear and see, and I find that when two mediums are together in the house, um, it's even more so. One of my friends, unfortunately, they moved to the Midwest. When they're here, because she and I are pretty good together, it's like Grand Central Station. You're seeing movement and you're seeing all this stuff all over. And most of what we see is down at the guest room and study. I'm in the study right now, end of
Yeah.
the house. And um, but the living room too, and dining room.
Do you know, I years ago I took a trip to Auschwitz, and I came in through the back entrance, not the front entrance, um, on a private tour. And before I stepped into the Auschwitz complex, I picked up what I thought was a stone and just put it in my pocket as a souvenir. Like, remember it, like, just get a stone. And then I went in, and the first thing I saw was they looked like ponds, but they weren't. They were deep pits that were dug out, because that's where they originally put the bodies before they went to crematoria. So now what's left is what looks like a pond. Then the next building I saw was disinfection. That had a couple of them still there. And then the next couple of buildings I saw was the crematoria, which one of them was completely bomb blasted, gone.
They tried to eliminate them. They couldn't.
Yeah,
They couldn't get
yeah,
rid of everything in time, but they tried to.
no. So it was when I finished when I got back to the hotel. In actual fact, it was when I was sitting in the car driving back to the hotel, and I thought, oh, I picked up that stone. I'll have a look at that stone. And then when I actually got it in my hand and looked at it, my heart sunk. It wasn't a stone, it was a little small piece of concrete. And my heart sank, because I knew damn well that that small piece of concrete was part of that crematoria that must have been blown, and
Yeah.
it went all over the place. So I didn't have the heart to throw that away. So I thought, nope, it's only a piece of concrete, but it will stay with me. I keep it now locked away in a jewelry box. But it's funny, because I was told by a medium. I wasn't in this house, it was in my last house. Your house is like a train station. What do you mean? She said, there's lots of comings and goings in your house and people passing through because of certain items that you hold. I went, okay. She said, one of them relates to Auschwitz. She'd never seen me before in my life.
Okay.
And I said to her, yeah, but that item that I have from Auschwitz will never be destroyed or just thrown away, because of what it signifies. Well, I
Mhm.
said I have more respect for those people that were cremated in there, more respect than that. And she said, it's the main reason why your house has got a lot of comings and goings. And I thought, well, okay, if that's the case, then so be it. They're more than welcome, because I will not throw that piece of concrete away.
No. And I don't think what's going on in your house has any real
No, no, it's got
tie
nothing
to
to
that.
do with that. No.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, it's all wrapped up in tissue, and it's kept in a jewelry box, hidden away. And I suppose when my time is up and when I go and my kids go through my jewelry and see this piece of concrete, they go, "Why she got that?"
Let them know in advance.
Yeah,
And, next time you're over in Poland in that area, um, think about taking it back and putting it back.
I think
It's
I
not
need to
throwing it
keep it.
about. Okay.
Yeah, I think I need to keep it because there was a reason why I picked up concrete and not a stone.
Yeah.
There's a reason behind it. I don't understand it yet. Um, but I have used it in a teaching class.
Okay.
Somebody, I was teaching how to do psychometry, but I don't just put these type of things in people's hands willy nilly. If they
Right.
can handle what they see, or I think, and I talk to my guides, there's conversations that happen before we do that. But this one lady, I was able to put it into her hand, and she didn't know what she was, because she was blindfolded. I said to her, like, just go into where you need to go and just visualize and just tell me what you see. And she said she can see an eye. She said she can see an eye. She said it's a blue eye. She said, I don't know if it's. She went off on a tangent. She went, I don't know if I'm looking at Egypt. She said, but you know the eye that you see painted on the wall? She's going, it could be Turkish. She said, but I'm seeing an eye, but this eye is a real eye and it's watching and it's blinking. And then I said, do you get anything else? How do you feel? And she says, I feel okay. She said, I don't feel sad. I don't feel happy. I'm indifferent. She said, I don't feel anything. She said, but I can see this eye. I said, okay. And she goes, I'm sorry, I'm not getting much. And I said, you're joking. I said, you've got a lot. Because what happened was, when they were going into the crematoria, there were eye holes that the guards on the other side of the door would look through to see if everyone had died, if there's anyone still alive after dropping that Cyclone B. So the eye hole she was seeing from the other side, so she was seeing the officer's eye
Yeah.
looking at, yeah. And I said, no, I said, you're the only person that's ever been able to do psychometry. She said, open your hand, look what you're looking at. She goes, oh, it's a bit of concrete. I went, no, not just any piece of concrete. And then I had to tell her. But yeah,
Fantastic.
that was an amazing piece of work. I've had a few mediums hold it and try. Not one has come close. This one lady, spot on. And she didn't even know what she was seeing.
Right.
All she did was see. I mean, she was learning, so she was trying to add bits in, saying Egypt or Turkey or, you know. I said no, don't add anything in. Just say what you see, and that's it. I said you got it spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
She didn't know what to say afterwards. She says, I'm quite happy but sad at the same time. She said, now I know what it is. She said, I'm quite sad.
Yeah. Oh, geez. No, that's interesting. And yeah, you have to be careful with things like that. Um, all kinds of things.
Mm,
Um, we've got, well, I was teaching, or we were actually doing an investigation, or before I was teaching a class at a museum up the freeway, 100 miles or so. And it's an old train station. And the director at the time came out with some rifles. And I just went, who does that one kill? And she brought them out and laid them on the table, and I didn't even touch them. And I
mm,
described the scene. And
mm,
it was people, professional, more affluent authority figures, lawyers, things like that, shooting down at this shack or this building with other Caucasians shooting back. Well, it was from the Wobbly massacre that happened in that building I saw, and it was like a lawyer or judge from Seattle and other high-powered authority types shooting at the striking workers.
Oh,
And because the Wobblies were um, working hard for rights and for, workers' rights and different things. I have to refresh myself on the memory or on
mm,
all the details. But that was just the last century too. I mean, we're not talking 1850s. We're talking 1930s, maybe.
yeah,
Again, the
yeah.
date is off, but that kind of ish type thing. And that's something you don't want to give to just anybody to look at.
No, I
Um,
mean things happen in strange ways. I'll never forget that time when I came to see you. And anyone that knows me knows I'm a bit scatty and I'm a bit mad. And I love reading about my serial killers and murders and that sort of thing. I have a morbid fascination for that sort of thing. Anyway, I digress. I was reading a book about murder. Was it psychopaths and murders? And anyway, I sat in a seaside place with William because I'd got up before William because I'm running on a different time clock. And I'd sat there and I'm reading this book, and it was about some Native American Indians that were sent to, and I was telling you, William, about that Walla Walla prison was mentioned, and then these Indians had killed this doctor, and I was telling him all about it, and he went, "Yes, that was in Oregon." I went, "What?"
well, they
And
were
I
hung
couldn't
in
believe it.
they were hung in Oregon City. The
That's right.
the
Yeah.
ones that were surrendered, that volunteered to, who were totally innocent, by the way, surrendered to be held accountable. We were still a territory and didn't even have the legal right to do that kind of a trial,
No,
and
but
it was
but it's
totally a sham.
it was just how it all played out. I bought this book in England.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in Oregon on a coastal town reading my book because I was just totally fascinated. I come up, then this story comes up, and I'm reading it, and I'm saying, William, I'm reading this story. I said, it's they're talking about this place called Wall. I'm sure you'd mentioned this before.
It's
Told
an old
him,
mission.
yeah, told him briefly about this story. He said, yeah, Oregon City. He said, I'll take you there and show you. And he did.
Huh?
How weird is that? I was meant to read the story. I was meant to go there.
Yep.
Went to the end of the Oregon Trail. We did all of that, and it all happens for a reason.
Hmm.
All happens for a reason.
Yep. Yep. Did we go to the old Kanema Cemetery?
Yes, the gates were closed though.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
they, and I don't have a key anymore. I used to, but they've changed the lock about 5,000 times since then.
Ooh. There are
Um,
some really interesting places though in Oregon City that
mhm.
that should be investigated or find out more. I mean, you're doing part of it, William, where you've gone back, you've done the trail, you've done the cemetery. Um, that I just think Oregon City is a ghost hunter's dream.
Well, the entire town, I think, is haunted. Um, I mean, where I live it used to be fields,
Yeah.
and nobody's died like in my house. My parents had it built, which is why I live in Oregon City, and I miss Portland every day. But
A busy town.
I had sold my house to move in with them to help them when they were so ill, and um, then got this house. So, and it's better than my old one in some ways, but um, yeah, it's just an interesting place. And but yeah, I mean, we were the first incorporated city west of the Mississippi River. We had
Yeah.
the first long distance power transmission in the world. The river is the second longest northerly flowing river in the world. The falls, the second largest by volume in the country. I mean, the list
Mhm.
goes on and on and on. And we were the powerhouse for Oregon, Idaho, Washington, and the western parts of Montana and Wyoming. We were the capital.
Yeah.
And so everything happened here. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it kind of keeps replaying sometimes.
Yeah. And you know what? The people are nice there as well. You could talk to
Some of
anyone
them.
and they'd stop and talk to you. Over here, you stop and talk to someone, they go, keep walking past you.
It's the accent. You know, people over here always love a British accent.
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're mad.
Just don't go. I had friends that lived in Marblehead for a while out of Boston, and their house was relatively new. It was built in 1769. So, the New England is where you get some of the older structures and history here. And she was English, and the old time locals were still fighting the revolution. And it's like, yeah, why didn't you go back to England? you know,
You have. Now, you say that your history is not old. It is old. And your
that part,
history, you
that
do
part of
have
it is.
some. No, but in America as a whole, you do have some really old houses that you
Mhm.
don't class as houses. I remember being in Arizona and seeing, is it called Montezuma's Castle?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. The
Now that
Pueblos.
there is some of the oldest dwellings. When you think about how old they are old. And I think
Yeah.
I think it's how you how you're viewing it. Like bricks and mortar. Look past the bricks and mortar. You do have some old houses. What's that? Houses, dwellings. I'm going to call them. Is it
Yeah.
Mott's?
Montezuma, um,
How
yeah,
old is that?
Montezuma Castle is what it's called. And I've been there,
It's
and to
beautiful.
some of the other ones. And uh, I'm looking, I'm trying to get when we were there, and we went to Canyon de Chelly and all the a
Yeah.
lot of pueblos and stuff, and um, we were able to go wander around through the buildings. Um, and okay, but they were built about 1050 CE,
There
which,
you go.
yeah,
That's old.
it's old, but it's also prehistoric here
Mm,
because there was no writing, there was no written history. There
yeah.
are oral traditions from some of the tribes, and I'm not even sure that those people aren't any current tribes, the people that
No.
lived in these places. Um,
See again, but
there could be
these
they
are old.
could be related to, but
Yeah, they're old. They're old buildings.
oh
That's like. wow. Like you say, oh, England and Europe, you're so lucky. No, you've got it too.
Yeah, but I've stayed in places that were built over there 1,000 years ago,
Mm,
and you got them all over the place.
yeah,
Um, and you've got the documented history that goes back to the Romans and before it.
and before it, yeah.
Mesopotamia is even more for me, because that's got documented history that goes to about 3,000, 3,500
I
BCE.
was,
And the archaeological
I was,
remains give incredible detail more too.
I was, I was reading. Well, I'm doing a lot of research and reading and listening on for personal reasons, and I touched on the Sumerians and
Mhm,
Mesopotamia and things
mhm.
that were happening around at that time. And it's all really interesting. And it's like, woo! But it's on a slightly different level that maybe some people are not interested in. But yeah, it is
That's
very, very interesting. And the documented evidence that is coming out from this
mhm,
time is just unbelievable. It is
exactly.
all historic. There are two versions of the same story, but when this person that I was listening to was talking about the story, he's saying when you read the two different versions, it's still the same story. And it's like, oh, yeah. But somebody who
Yeah,
wouldn't know, like me, would read that story and then read this other story and not make the connections. But yeah,
yeah.
it is
No,
amazing.
that's
History is amazing.
it is. And that area is one of my primary focuses and loves
Mm,
of history. And I've been close to some of like Gobekli Tepe and things. I haven't been that far from them or Karahan Tepe, a couple of places, but I haven't been to them yet. They're in Turkey.
yeah.
Um, because the real founding of the Mesopotamian cultures and
Göbekli
societies actually,
Tepe.
yeah, start up in Turkey. It's the
Yeah,
northern end of the Fertile Crescent, and then went
yeah,
down. There's more and more evidence of that. The first farming and first towns, basically going back to 10,000 BCE.
mm,
Um, and I love going to places, climbing up to the King's Chamber and the Great Pyramid and going into the tombs and temples. I love the burial mounds and exploring them in England and the other ancient places and seeing what I pick up and who's there and who's
yeah.
talking to me. And I find past lives in some of these places too, um,
Well,
which is
you
always fun.
didn't you when I took you to Flag Fen?
Mhm.
For those that don't know, Flag Fen is an ancient causeway, basically, um, that was hand built, and some of the wooden structures that were there still survive. It's absolutely crazy just to even comprehend it. But I remember when, because I went in before you and hid round the corner because I wanted to see your expression when you walked in. And it's like a wall hit you. It's like as soon as the doors were opened, you went, "Oh wow!"
Mhm.
You didn't even know what you was looking at that point, but you'd already made a connection, and it's like, I'm quite impressed with that.
Uh, well,
Really?
that is early, I believe, Bronze Age. Um, maybe late. No, maybe late Neolithic, but I think it's early Bronze Age. So we're
Mm,
talking 2,500 BCE, maybe give or take. I might
yeah,
be off a few hundred years. I have to double check. It's been a while since we were there.
yeah.
But yeah, in reading the place and seeing what was right and there and 5,000-year-old boats and
Yeah, there was.
um yeah, I mean I just keep that stuff up.
Do you feel like that energy before you sort of see, and do you feel it? Does it hit you like a wave?
Depends. It depends on what it is, and it depends on if my mind is somewhere else or
Mm,
focused on that yet. Because
yeah.
the way I work, it's like I'm tunneled into a conversation, or something else is going to have to hit me over the head
Yeah.
um, until I tune in, until I direct attention towards it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it.
History, I think, is amazing. I love history. I love learning about people from history. Um,
I do too.
good,
And the way
good and
things
bad.
merge
Mm.
from period to period, um, and the way things
Hi, Bill.
um, um, transition,
Yeah.
and how what's going on even 5,000 years ago in one part of the world affects someplace else. I mean, you
Hmm.
look at the progression of everything that culture or society and technology has um, developed that is all over the world. Agriculture
Mm.
started in the Middle East. Well, not quite. It's kind of the Middle East, but in Gobekli Tepe area, basically. And there might be a couple other spots in other parts of the area of what became Mesopotamia, but basically all there. And then
Mm.
it spread. And it wasn't until 4000 BCE till it got to England. So it'd been
Yeah.
around 6000, or the beginnings. And even that, it's not like immediate. It's a gradual
Musician. Yeah.
progression of switching. And then metallurgy, um, and the way that traveled. It took a long time before it got from Mesopotamian areas to Europe, Northern Europe,
Mm.
the UK. I mean, just all of these things. And the trade. I mean, bronze was needs tin. There weren't lots of tin spots. People were
I
getting tin out of Britain, 1000 BC, 2000 BC, I think. I'm not quite sure. I mean,
I
but
I heard recently, with the trade side of things, that they have recently found in Egypt some items that were buried, that with somebody quite important, that had no business being there. And basically, they're talking about the Danish, that area, and Viking. We would call them Viking, but back then they weren't known as that. But they were trading all over the world
yeah,
and doing things like that anyway. So it was like, how did some Viking jewelry end up? And it must have all to do with trade. I can't for the life of me tell you what I was watching now, but it was so enthralling and interesting. People from all over the place were getting in their ships and trading and bartering, um,
yes.
longer
But
than we realise.
the Vikings also did mercenary work
Oh
for
yes,
some of
yes,
these countries.
yeah.
And
But yeah, it can take you down so many rabbit holes looking into one small thing. I mean, for me, I started reading and looking into Templar, and the Templar, the Templar thing is just blowing my mind right now, because Knights Templar came over to England. They went all over the place, all over Europe, Knights Templar. And what happened to Templar, once King Philip had executed the ones that he rounded up, because a lot of them did get away. And
lots
then
of
you,
that got away, and most of the treasure got away.
so the Knights Templar still carried on. but rebranded, as I found out, because I've actually physically seen now some of the new Templar dress or the garb, where they were white. They used to wear white with the red cross. It then turned black with the red cross. And this was all after their commander-in-chief. They did say his name. He got executed in France. He was burnt at the stake. But after that happened, this dress, then they went underground, and then they became dark, the dark shadows, to stay out of the light, out of view. So my Templar, I'm on a Templar journey at the moment, and I'm finding it
Awesome.
absolutely amazing. And it's not about the treasure. It's nothing to do with that. It's about the Templar movement, who they were, what did they become, how did they go into hiding, how does it affect us? Because it does affect us
Oh,
to this day.
absolutely. And
They're
to be
still
careful
around.
about the sources. There are an awful lot of conspiracies that aren't
Yes,
based on fact.
there is, yeah.
There's
But
so
they
much.
didn't die out. They didn't die out. They're still alive to
No,
this day.
yeah. Um, no, it's all fascinating. It really
It
is.
is. It can
Uh,
lead you down some darker routes. I mean, only this week I have been learning about the Thames Torso murders, which happened
just watched
in.
Lucy Worsley's
Yes,
three-part
she's ever
episode.
so good. And it sort of bleeds in a little bit into Jack the Ripper, but these are completely different murders. So there's
Yeah,
me, so happy that I'm seeing
she
another serial killer from
she and
history.
her crew think they found the right suspect.
Yes, his name is Creek, Carrick.
Something
Oh,
like
I don't
that.
know, well, something like that. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
but yeah, the murders in and around London, they're
Mhm.
quite notorious, especially when you
Yeah.
go into Victorian era. And it would be interesting to see what turns up in the Georgian era, because there were things still going off and popping off then.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to see if that group of women do and keep the name of the Victorian Murder Club and then do another set of murders.
Yeah, it would
Serial
be good.
murders.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it would be
Um,
good.
yeah.
Because I mean, what I liked about it is they looked into the victims. It wasn't about the killer. It was about the victims, who they were, how they died, how they could have lived. This is what they were doing at the time. And they even
Like,
got Victorian pictures moving with the help from AI. So you could physically see London in old Victorian streets as though
yeah.
it was a film. It was amazing. Really
And
good.
Lucy Worsley is a true historian, you
She's
know?
the curator at Hampton Court Palace.
Yeah. And so she's not making stuff up. She actually, or
Yeah,
making untrained, uneducated guesses.
yeah,
She is a real historian.
yeah,
And she has a way of presenting that's very approachable.
yeah.
You don't have to be a history lover to
Do you
appreciate her
know
work.
there's a really good double act that's well, in England anyway, that's teamed up to look at history, and we have a judge. So he's a man who is a fully qualified judge in the UK, and a very good historian who she's renowned over here for getting dressed up, and she normally plays a poor person, and really gets into the character. Um, she's not overly pretty. She's very good at what she does. I mean, she really gets into the characters, warts and
Who
all.
is she?
And oh God, not Mary
Is it
Beard, Mary something. Her name
not
is
But not Mary Beard, the Roman
not
woman.
Mary Beard. No,
Okay, because that was the one that
and
came to mind.
yeah, no, she. So they look at, like, say for example, the Blitz of London,
Mhm.
and they see it from a poor person's point of view, and then a rich person's point of view. And the judge was doing the rich person, and Mary was doing the poor person. So they'd go their separate ways, but they'd reenact certain things and what they found out and who this person was and what they did. And where you got two separate people from two different walks of life in real life. So he's a judge, she's a historian. He's a TV judge, she's a TV historian. They come together and they do rich person, poor person in certain parts of history. It's fantastic because you're seeing it at the same time from two different sides, if that makes sense.
Well, and also the interaction, because these worlds come together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we actually should do a ghost one like that.
I think you're right.
Rich person, poor person, who's got the better ghost? Now there's a show.
Yes. We'll have to talk about that offline. Oh, we've gone almost an hour and a half, getting close to it. So I think, do you have anything that you want to put out or contact information?
Yeah, if you want to get in contact with me about anything, the best way is I'm on Facebook. You can find me as Vivien Powell. You can find me as Spooky Viv. And my email address is spookyviv@hotmail.com. I think that's the best way of contacting me.
Yeah.
I can help people with problems in their homes. You want an investigation or you want to come on an investigation, reach out to me. I think my next big investigation is in March. But if you want to join me, reach out to me and let me know.
So your email is spookyviv@.
hotmail.com.
And a good way to get a hold of me is either my Para Insights Facebook site or Paranormal Insights Instagram, or William at aosj.net. This is the shortest email address. And you can find my books on the Barnes and Noble
They're a good read.
online bookstore.
I've got one. I've got a book, one of William's books. Actually, I've got two, and they are both brilliant. Get it. If you haven't got it, get it.
Thank you. Excellent. Well, thank you everybody so much, and I look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye-bye.